Right.
Well, that's what happened to my daughter. She had,
Only missing half a
she
day,
had
not a full day.
EMT, and she has to take sick time.
Right.
Right.
They're like, you can't cancel, we're open the week of Thanksgiving. I'm like,
What she does is to take 8 hours at a time, but she works a 24 and a 48.
at least she gets to sleep when.
So if she wants 8 hours off, she takes 8
We're gonna
hours.
get a countdown.
24. We'll put it
You're
together.
good.
We're on.
Yeah.
You're ready to go, George.
I'm ready to go.
Yep.
Okay,
No countdown. 3, 2, 1.
really, okay. Okay, my name is George Andrews. I'm head of I'm commissioner of the Conservation Commission. We are having our monthly meeting for November 21st of 2022. It is now 6 p.m. And we are in the Town Hall, East Templeton, Mass, in the conference room. Okay, I now open the meeting. Everybody is here. David, you here? Here. Amanda, you here?
Here.
You're here, okay. And I am also here. Okay, I will start the meeting. It's 6:03 with the review of minutes from the last meeting of 10/17. 22. Has everybody had a chance to read them, and can I get a motion to accept them as they are read? As they are written.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I second it.
Okay. David's moved to accept. Amanda has seconded, and I will say, okay, a vote, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's done at 6:04. Okay, next is the review of the IDA for the Gardner Airport, number 499. Airport Road for cleaning on an area of vegetation within a 100-foot buffer zone of a wetland.
I will read the legal notice. Templeton Conservation Commission, Gardner Municipal Airport request for determination of applicability. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, that a public hearing will be held on a request for determination of applicability filed by Gale Associates, Inc. on behalf of Gardner Municipal Airport. Project location is 499 Airport Road, map 5-12, parcel 30. Description of project is the clearing of a 2,000 square foot area of vegetation within the 100-foot buffer zone of a wetland. Work will take place at the south end of the airport runway. The hearing will be held on November 21st, 2022 at 6 p.m. at the Templeton Town Hall. Any person wishing to be heard concerning the above application should appear at the time and place indicated above. The request for determination of applicability is available for public review at the Development Services Office, Room 3, 160 Patriots Road during regular office hours. The RDA is also available upon request from jcase@templetonma.gov. George Andrews, Chair of Templeton Conservation Commission.
Okay, the hearing is open to 6:05.
Thank you. And with us today, we have Mr. Jim Woods representing Gardner Municipal Airport. If you guys have any questions for him.
Chairman of the Airport Commission. Questions?
Okay, would you like to explain everything we're doing for Dave and Amanda and myself.
Okay, the part that we're looking for is outside the scope of the original IDA for rebuilding the runway and taxiway. And this runway, the taxiway, and I showed it to you when you came down.
Right.
That if you sit on the end of the taxiway on the whole short line, you can't see traffic coming in from on the final approach. And that is a safety violation, but it's also a violation of some of the federal regulations. And it hadn't been trimmed in several years. I'm not sure how long. And what I'd like to do is get that cleaned up so that we can get a major safety issue as far as I'm concerned. I think we can, it has been done in the past. And I think it's extremely necessary this time of year. We're going to try and get it done for snow flies if it's approved.
Yeah, from what we saw, it does need that doing. So Yeah, any questions, Dave?
No.
Amanda?
No.
No? Okay, can I get a motion to accept his proposal?
I make a motion to accept the RDA.
It's an RDA.
That's what I
So
said.
do you want a negative determination,
Negative determination is
Or-
yes.
right? Just the word accept is,
So I was reading through the things again.
Yeah.
And we don't actually have to give them an answer.
Okay.
In a meeting, but we're gonna give you a determination. Please do your work. Sure, it's safe for the airlines.
Airplanes,
yeah,
just small airplanes,
Small
but they don't like solid objects.
Are you
Imagine.
making a motion?
Yeah,
for
motion for negative determination.
Determination,
Yeah.
Dave,
I'll second the motion.
and I also agree. So that's the three of us.
there you go.
Okay. Good. You want me to date it too? Okay.
Okay, Mr. Woods, I will provide this to you. I will email you and get you the original copy.
Very good.
And
Thank you.
we talked about the legal fees.
Yes,
Yes, perfect.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. The study is done at 6:08 PM. All right. Are you ready to go on to a second? Okay. Okay. All right, this is RDA for 6:08 PM. This is a RDA for 65 Churchill Road, the installation of a new Title V septic system within a 100-foot buffer zone of a wetland.
And
Please.
I will read the legal notice for you.
Yep.
Templeton Conservation Commission, 65 Churchill Road, request for determination of applicability. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, that a public hearing will be held on a request for determination of applicability filed by Stoddard Engineering on behalf of Adjourn. Project location is 65 Churchill Road, map 3, parcel 8-19. Description of project is the installation of a new Title V compliant septic system within the 100-foot buffer zone of the wetland. The hearing will be held on November 21st, 2022 at 6:00 PM at Templeton Town Hall. Any person wishing to be heard concerning the above application should appear at the time and place indicated above. The request for determination of applicability is available for public review at the Development Services Office, Room 3, 160 Patriots Road, during regular office hours. The RDA is also available upon request from jcase@templetonma.gov. George Andrews, Chair, Templeton Conservation Commission. And I don't
Okay.
have anybody in the audience.
Is this a replacement of an existing system?
Yeah, so this is the old one.
No, not
Oh, okay.
a replacement of a new system in
Just a replacement of. an
what's
old one,
there is outdated.
And
Right.
it's going in where
So
the
there
old.
was
one
a
is.
septic system there.
Yes,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Very cool.
They want to take us there's no place else, so to really go the house and everything else up in this area. And then the wetlands is over here. And that's why we asked for a RDA.
Dave and George did this site walk and Lori, who is the health agent in town, said that this specific property had you guys can tell her, it had like stakes or something where it would be. It is a very similar footprint.
Yeah.
It's just because the original septic system is not compliant, that it's slightly bigger, but it is in same footprint.
Yeah.
And it doesn't meet Title V compliance, and so they
Currently.
have to, currently, right. So they're seeking this to replace it.
Okay, David, you want to see it?
Yeah.
You went there, wouldn't you? So. Get that paper right away. This side came out. to the back of the house, through here, and the wetlands, are over here. That's the old one, and then he's just gonna replace it. What do you gotta figure about 50 feet from the at the end of the wetlands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's in the 100 foot, but it's not in the 50, right?
It's exempt because it's replacement.
It's exempt because it's replacement, right?
Yep.
But we've done one similar to these that
Yeah, we did one
we
like
did
this,
Crowdy Ave that needed one.
like that one on Claudia.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we're just a little bit bigger.
yeah, just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Because the health agent said that the current one is too small to meet the current standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in the same footprint, but slightly larger.
You get a motion for a negative determination?
Make a motion for a negative determination.
Amanda made a motion for executive for a negative determination, Dave.
I second the motion.
Okay, Dave, that's awesome. I agree with it, and so that will be all set. You got some, I was wondering where that was.
I gotcha.
I was looking for that. sucker.
George, did you sign these minutes for me? Yes, you did. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Here's the next one.
Now you want the rest?
What?
Want the rest of it?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, that closes, I will close the IDA, 65 Churchill Road, and it is 6:14 PM. Okay, now. Everybody else set? Okay. The next one will be a notice of intent for number 280 State Road for the removal of existing building and construction of a 2,000 square foot auto repair building with paved parking area located within the 100-foot buffer zone and 50-foot buffer zone of a wetland.
And
Um,
I will read the legal notice.
Yeah.
Templeton Conservation Commission, 280 State Road, map 1-03, lot 22, notice of intent. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, chapter 131, section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, that a public hearing will be held on a notice of intent filed by Dillis and Roy Civil and Design Group on behalf of Ronald LaGrave. Project location is 280 State Road, map 1-03, lot 22. Description of project is the removal of an existing building and the construction of a 2,000 square foot auto repair building with an associated paved parking area. The entirety of the proposed activity is located within the 100-foot buffer zone to the bordering vegetated wetland. The hearing will be held November 21st, 2022 at 6:00 PM in the conference room at Town Hall, 160 Patriots Road, East Templeton, Mass. Any person wishing to be heard concerning the above application should appear at the time and place indicated above. The notice of intent is available for public review at the Development Services Office, Room 3, 160 Patriots Road during regular office hours. The notice of intent is also available via email upon request from jcase@templetonma.gov. George Andrews, Chair, Templeton Conservation Commission.
We're opening this.
And we have
Sorry.
applicant Mr. LaGrave here, and we have Greg Roy
Gregory.
from Dillis and Roy.
No,
Thank you for
come on,
coming. Welcome.
your turn.
Appreciate it. I'll stand and I'll sit after, but I have a public board, so I'll start with existing conditions and
Can everybody see that?
So this is, in your packet is several plans, one of which is an existing conditions plan, which I have here on the board, colored up a little bit, and I just want to start there and then go over what we're proposing. this evening as was read. The property as was read is right on the corner of State Road and Crotty Avenue. It's located at 280 State Road. Property is about a third of an acre, a little less than a third of an acre, 0.3 acres in size. There's an existing structure on the property, which is shown here in pink, also an existing shed located on the property as well. And there are two paved areas. One is the primary area of pavement, which is in white here, which has, just flows onto Crotty Avenue, onto the Crotty Avenue pavement. A second driveway is located off of State Road here. The rear portion of the site, it's a little bit difficult to see, but the brownish hatch here is the wetland area. So there's a wetland line that we've identified that cuts through the middle of the site, right in that location. And we have flagged that with wetland flags in a series of wetland flags. So Mr. LeGrave operates Car Works, which is an automotive repair company. It's been there for a number of years, actually. Mr. LeGrave purchased it from his father-in-law, thank you, a few years back, and operates has been operating it ever since, hopes to stay and operate it long into the future. And actually, just before I diverge from this plan, the front rectangle here is the existing house. If you're familiar with the site, it is in need of some repair. He operates the entire business of the automotive repair business out of this back garage here, which is quite small and cramped. I think you could probably attest to that. So Ron is hopeful to expand the business and actually remove the existing structure, and I show that in hatched here so we don't lose it on the plan. But build a new building for the purposes of extending the business. The lot is located in a residential zoning district, so we did need zoning relief to do this, and we have received that. 2 or 3 months ago, we received permission from the zoning board of appeals to extend the pre-existing non-conforming use on the property, and also to get a variance, a dimensional variance that's required for the placement of the structure. But any work that's done on the site would be within the 100-foot buffer zone of the property. So you can see here, we're proposing the proposed garage structure. Also looking to really pull back the pavement area from the edge of the wetland and construct a small stormwater management area there between where the pavement would stop in the edge of the wetland, so that we can pick up some of that or all of the impervious area on the site. This project constitutes about an 880 square foot of 880 square feet of increase in impervious area. So it might look pretty significant, but it's actually not that large of an increase. And then we are proposing to, like I said, to catch the runoff where we didn't have any stormwater attenuation prior in the existing site. We are proposing to do that and add some of those stormwater features into the proposed site. The site would be accessed by water and sewer connection, just as it is today. So there would be no requirement for a leaching system on the facility. So I don't want to talk too long because I'm sure you might have some questions. We do have a opening planning board meeting for the site plan approval tomorrow night. So we have sort of those two public hearing, your board's public hearing process, as well as the planning board public hearing process running concurrently. And we also did receive a few comments from DEP on Friday that we have not yet addressed. It was Friday that we got them. So
Have a copy for you.
yeah,
Okay,
I got it.
perfect.
I got them.
Okay,
And those related to primarily related to stormwater management. And we can certainly come back and address those to your commission more satisfactorily. I didn't have a chance to do that today, but I really wanted to get any questions that you folks might have on the table so that we can hopefully move to address comments in a more comprehensive manner at the next.
You wanna ask
the next
any of the abutters wanna talk first?
Do you guys have any questions first? And then, yeah, I agree with you.
Speaking of.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes. I got this from somebody.
Okay, it's probably Ryan.
Yes, Lori got it too. So I think the commission should probably ask you guys any questions, and then if there's any abutters that would like to speak,
Absolutely.
we should do that. We all, the commission, myself, you and Mr. Livray have all got the assignment of the NOI number from Mass DEP. So Mr. Roy is speaking towards Mass DEP is asking for additional paperwork and additional support details. Provide soil logs, provide additional information sedentary for like a bunch of stuff. And they're advising that regardless of the conversations tonight, that the public hearing not close and a decision be made until Mass DEP can review additional paperwork. So that would give Dillis and Roy time to provide that paperwork to Mass DEP and us
We're lucky
for our
we got the.
December meeting, and you can still proceed with tomorrow's planning board meeting independently.
I like to get I really like to get all the comments out, especially when we have two boards that we're going to at once. I like to have an opportunity for all the boards to get comments about other people. I really don't see these as too difficult to address. This site is classified, the soils on the site are classified as a Class D soil, which is very low permeable soils. And actually the Massachusetts Stormwater Management Policy, if you have a Class C or a D soil, you really do infiltration to the maximum extent practical on the site. So while we have modeled our stormwater management calculations to show some infiltration of the stormwater on the site, we're really just trying to do that as a maximum feasible compliance. So it's if we had a sand and gravel site, it would be a little bit different. But we really don't have great soil. So that really is responsive to 2 or 3 of those comments. But I mean, I certainly will respond to those in more detail. When we get, I was actually surprised we got the DP file number on Friday. A lot of times it comes after the opening meeting. I'm finding.
Contacted
Oh,
them.
that's great. Thank you.
I said, we have a
Great.
meeting coming.
Thank you.
We need that number.
Usually I have to do it
So-
and I always feel bad doing it
No.
because I feel like,
Don't feel bad. I said the meeting's Monday
Well,
if we
thank
need
you
it.
for
So,
doing that.
yeah,
but there wouldn't
Absolutely.
be, if I had responded today, they wouldn't have
Yeah,
gotten back to us.
Right. Right.
Way today anyway, so.
Okay, David, are you got any questions for the gentleman or any explanations or?
Those 2 white sections up there, that's the driveway. parking
Yes, sir.
lot, And you have a 2,000 square foot building,
Correct.
the red.
Yeah.
With all this extra water, do you have a retention basin or?
Yeah, we're putting it in right in here. You can see those sort of polygonal lines. That's where we're proposing to put the stormwater area. So runoff would flow off the site and then be collected before it has a chance to discharge in the wetland.
That would have to be added on the blueprint.
Well, it's on there now.
It's on there now?
Yeah, you can, it's
on
difficult to
this
see,
one.
but it's those contour. We're just kind
Little
of
bit.
carving out a little
Oh, yeah.
depression area there.
Oh, yes,
so we're
I did,
taking
David.
care of That runoff. You know, it actually,
You got that?
This is the new.
the pavement actually goes almost right up to the wetland now, so we're actually pulling the pavement back. So we can leave, removing, making it more compliant, if you will. We've got one on here. And leaving some more green space in there for the construction. It really doesn't need much, because we're only adding about 800, 900 square feet of impervious area, but be that as it may, this is not a single family residential dwelling, so it is not exempt from Massachusetts stormwater management. Which is why we gave you you probably would bore yourself if you read it, but we gave you a stormwater management report that was intended to document compliance with the stormwater management policy. DP had a couple of comments on a few points of that, and we're happy to put that up.
Okay,
Is this the site, if I remember correctly, that has the storm water basin that gets clogged?
Yeah,
Is
that
that
I
a
dig out,
town thing?
that is a town.
That is a town thing?
Well, the culvert.
Got it over.
Yeah, there's a culvert. This wetland area kind of comes down off the slope,
Right.
collects on the bottom, and then goes through a culvert right through there.
There's a color right there. Yeah.
Lovely.
Hey, I dig it out.
No, I just, just, they get clogged.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the one question I have is what about oil retention and stuff like that from within inside the building? You're gonna
The
have
plum- my
plans
plumber
and-
guy has whatever, I don't know.
would you be having a sealed tank
Yes.
Yeah, I think you have to have a.
with
tank.
an alarm system?
If necessary, yeah, I don't know.
Usually sealed tanks have one or two bulbs in it for high-low water detection
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever liquid is in the antifreeze. It could, you
Yeah,
know, that has to be pumped out.
right. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to my plumber. I mean, I haven't really gotten that far yet. But I've talked to plumbers and yes, I will, the garage itself will have a drain system into a holding tank.
Right.
So to speak.
Yep.
And then, you know, there's some that I'd have to be pumped out, yes. I mean, whatever code is,
Right.
I don't know, I'm a mechanic. I turn wrenches.
Well, I was asked, so I figured I'd ask, so I was gonna ask anyhow.
No, but I have talked to a couple plumbers and they say that's code, so whatever's code.
My comment question, Mr. Roy, is there a stormwater management plan currently at the site?
No.
So this would be an improvement.
Oh, yeah, anything you do here would be an improvement, yeah.
Come on.
So-
So you can kind
So-
of, no, it's not your fault. It's not your
Just-
fault. The,
To make the point
yeah,
that
yeah,
there's going to
Yeah.
be some
Right.
good measurement of
Oh, yeah,
protection
Yeah.
well, that's it. Yeah.
by putting a stormwater management plan.
that's right. Yeah. And so even though, you know, we don't have a beautiful sand and gravel site where we can infiltrate, you know, all the stormwater on the site, which we'd love to have. We're still doing that to the maximum extent possible to try to, you know, on that point. There's 10 stormwater management standards, one of which deals with infiltration, recharge of stormwater. On that point, we're doing a maximum feasible compliance because we have a class D soil on site, but in all other respects, we comply. We're not discharging any more water to the wetlands than the pre-existing. So the post-developed site will not discharge any more water to the wetlands than it does in the existing conditions. There's an operation and maintenance plan that'll be put in place for making sure that things stay operational moving forward and so on. So that's what the point of that long and boring
Right.
stormwater report was. So.
What is the roof gonna look like?
A pitch.
Towards the back.
Towards the driveway and then the back.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with my, I think the ridge line goes right like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pitch that way and pitch that way.
Just curious, where would you be pushing the snow?
Mm,
Yeah, so I think the snow in this case will go up front.
Yeah.
So it's actually right now, the snow gets pushed to the back
right.
because the house is up here. So now this actually becomes a lot easier. We can come in, we can push the snow this way.
Right.
And it actually,
And then back.
yeah, and then back over here, you know, to clear this area. So it actually,
Well, right now, I push it from Crowdy Ave straight to where the new building would be.
Right.
And then from State Road, the same direction.
yeah, straight push in this way. Well, yeah, go down here. It'd be he kind of, we're showing this in green, but it's really like a gravel yard area.
Right.
I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
it's not really pristine green space. This is used for the business. There's cars that are
Yeah.
parked in there. But all this snow would be pushed back in this direction. And then there's a push that happens here. So all the snow really ends up right in there.
Right.
And under the under the proposed site condition, we'd be putting it over here. So actually, further away from the wetland. which is, you know, and also another benefit.
That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, me too.
Do a butters?
Oh, yeah.
Are you here for this hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything you would like to comment?
Yeah,
Could you state your name? Sorry.
I'm William Harris. I'm next door across the brook. And my observation is that the site has been developed for as long as I've been alive. And the net gain of impervious is 900 square feet. I mean, I can't even believe this is something we can considering as an issue when you think about the grand scale of the whole of Templeton.
Yeah.
But it's a win-win. It's a win for this is my version as a developer and builder. It's a win for the environment. It's a win for the citizens of Templeton. It's a win-win-win-win all the way around to let them continue providing goods and services to this community. I think it's a slam dunk, and I get frustrated to think that this is taking so long for him to be able to do this.
Yep.
So I urge you to approve this.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
Just thinking.
Yeah.
How far from the back lot is it on this side? To the neighborhood going up. the
What
street?
was the variance?
That was
Huh?
the variance, so that was,
20 something, 20,
we're actually 13.2 feet there.
13 point.
And that,
Yes, so Mr. LaGrave appeared in front of the ZBA a month or two ago.
something like that.
And they got a special permit for a pre-existing non-conforming use. Essentially, he operates a commercial business in a residential zone, so
Yeah.
the ZBA approved him to continue to do such. They also gave him a variance request, which was to that pinpoint, Mr. Roy.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry.
you. That pinpoint
There.
is less than the required setback in town.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Hence why.
I thought it was usually 30 feet.
Yes.
That's why I was.
Hence why the Karate Ave and State Road is the building set so farther back because it meets the 30-foot road setback.
So that was important.
So
We
they had to
tried to
get the
keep it
variance
so
for
that
the
you
property.
can't really see it, but these dotted lines or hat and dash lines are actually the zoning setbacks.
Yes,
So that's the 30-foot setback from Karate, and then there's another 30-foot from State Road right there. So you can see that we kept the building compliant with the front yard, which is kind of the most important
Okay.
from the town standpoint. This gentleman here saw our variance request favorably. So
he
we-
attended the
he-
ZBA meeting.
yeah,
I
actually,
recall.
Yep, actually attended the ZBA. So we really tried to keep it compliant with the town's front yard setbacks, which is why we're so far back.
So because it now has the road visibility, which was the big problem, the current building.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Impedes visibility for oncoming traffic. Because of that, it is thus now
Right. Yeah, that's
pushed
fine.
closer
I
to the
just-
wetlands.
I just it looked less than 30 feet. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Because I had the guy next door to me build a
Sure.
two-car garage and put half of it on my land.
Oh, no.
When I wasn't looking.
Well,
But
that's
that's
close.
okay. That's many years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so. All right,
If there is no more discussion, I will make a motion
So
to continue the hearing. You know, your husband told me that at the conference too.
we'll have to come. Have to do that until you.
So Amanda's made a motion to continue to the next meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay. David seconded it. I okayed it too, so we all agree.
Awesome.
So we will see you back here.
So,
December
Next one.
19th.
yep,
Great.
so our next meeting is set for December 19th.
Okay.
So I can't break ground yet.
You've got planning board tomorrow, Mr.
I was gonna start digging tomorrow.
The ground's frozen.
He's got one. He forwarded, yeah. I got it from everybody. He forwarded.
We're good. I'll take all that paperwork back.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
We'll see you in a
Thank
few
you.
weeks. And
Any
Happy,
additional paperwork that you provide Mass DEP that you want to provide them, please feel free to email to
Okay.
me and I will. Thank you.
And have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
I
You
will
all
do that
for
on Monday. Okay, the hearing is closed at 6:33. No, 6:37, I'm sorry. Okay.
I'll take
Everybody
any and all
all set?
paperwork back for that you don't want.
Hmm?
I'll take any and all paperwork back from that NOI that you don't want. Amanda?
Oh, she's got it.
Oh,
Okay, then we gotta go to this one.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, this is the airport. What do I
Thank
do
you,
with the-
everybody. Thank you.
I'm sorry, this was the airport.
I'll take that too.
Okay,
COC request for
Oh.
Wood Road.
all right, building with paved parking. Okay, we also should have a COC request. From 2010, is it? From 2010.
If you would like to, you don't have to, but you would like to say.
Um.
Next on the agenda, COC request 225 Gray Road, NOI number 3040307. The applicant is here.
At
If you
seven.
guys have any
At
questions.
7:39.
Perfect.
I mean,
6:30, 6:30.
6:39. We will be opening this. Okay, apparently. They are selling their house.
You
And,
have the boulders in place. I didn't go to the site. walk.
Cool.
That's
and,
all I
and
noticed.
We have the boulders and the rhododendrons,
Yeah.
and then at the pond, we have the rocks.
I was up there 5 years ago. I think they put a pool in, somebody put a pool in that area. Or maybe your next door neighbor did.
Just the next door neighbor.
Next door neighbor, yeah, okay. I went up with yours too, but. I figured somebody else did, so we can do this and then you can get this registered and so we can see it. But
Sell your house.
people don't, for some reason,
That's nothing to sign. That's just the 8A if you wanna, if you need any information off of it.
I don't think we do.
but the thing is. That happens all the time, it used to happen all the time, nobody to go after them to go put through the COC. When they built the houses and register them before they
Mhm.
so, okay. We're all set with that. David? If a COC request 225 Gray Road has been.
Somebody want to make a
carried,
motion?
it's being sent on its way. Okay,
Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the COC request for 225 Gray Road.
oh, thank you. Okay. I will okay it also, I forgot to say that, thank you.
And there's your,
Okay, now, what else have we got? Enforcement order discussion,
Yeah.
State Road. Now, across from,
they're gonna sign it. If you want to stay till afterwards, I will make my photocopy and scan and
This is behind the
it,
well.
and you can take the original and we'll be good
yes,
to go.
this is.
You're
behind
welcome to
the
stay here.
well.
You're welcome to wait out there wherever you're most comfy.
Apparently, they are aware that there are people living there and up at the other end of
At Crotty Ave too.
Prairie Avenue.
So can we just close the dam by the paper mill and flood them out?
Oh, that would be great.
They built on a wetland, they should know the risk.
Not yet.
Well, you know,
No, we're gonna have to take them to court.
well, we're gonna take them to court and we've all have been sent, they have been receiving paperwork from all of us,
Right,
including us.
Right.
Ours was delivered, hand delivered.
by you? By the
No,
police?
Mr.
Are you guys already on the next topic without me?
Yes,
police.
sorry. We're talking
That's
about
okay.
the illegal building.
It's okay. So we're on number 6, enforcement order discussion, state
Yep.
road map
That's
parcel 1-3.1.
Sorry, we have to mention that. Yeah.
31-1. Okay, so,
Like I said, everything,
This lot was sold at town auction, right?
this was the lot that was sold at, town auction for
and the building inspector gave him. a letter saying-
$500. And it's a non-conforming, non-buildable, lot. So regarding conservation's role in this, a enforcement order was
Has been
issued. Pending Amanda and Dave are in agreement. I need a ratification of said enforcement order from the both of you, and then your additional signatures on this for our records. So you both know, the police department hand delivered this to the resident because the certified mail got returned to sender.
Is there a mailbox there?
He has a PO box.
Feel back in Bonville.
I got returned to sender.
Okay.
So,
Does he have electric going to that?
there's lights that are on and we
Huh.
don't know if it's a generator or solar
Okay.
or what.
All I know is when you look at the building,
Yes.
one side is a great big
Yes.
window, so. it's
So-
not good.
This gentleman, there's a lot of legal stuff that we can't discuss. But regarding conservation, this resident is living on top of the wetlands.
Yeah.
Not even in the buffer, close to a river, on top of the wetlands. And so the enforcement order was issued to get him off. Mass DEP instructed me that
Oh.
he has an opportunity to attend this meeting and he is not here.
Is he on YouTube by any chance? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Just check.
If we give him one more chance to attend the December's meeting and he does not attend, Mass DEP will provide us the support that George was mentioning.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yes, they will provide us either potential legal counseling or legal support.
Okay.
But in their process, we have to go through certain things and it's the enforcement order and the opportunity to
Right. So
defend
he
himself
can
at a public
come
meeting. He,
to the Concom.
it said
and
in this,
follow-
come.
Right.
Yeah.
and he didn't.
Follow the procedures.
So now, depending on what you three decide to do, I will send him another letter this week that will invite him to the
December 19th.
December 19th meeting. And if he doesn't go then I have all my paperwork ready for Mass DEP.
Okay.
Okay. Can I get a motion to,
Yeah.
have
Ratify.
Make a motion to.
ratify the
enforcement order.
letter to be sent to him for the second time?
And that too? All right.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Where's he?
I will also,
Where's the pipe in the sewer out?
There is a porta potty.
Yeah.
Yeah, on top of
The wetland.
the wetlands.
and it has
You
a,
understand?
and it has a padlock on the door, so nobody goes in there.
So the public knows it's not illegal to build on a wetlands if you get prior approval from a board like ours. And then, there's a process and like requirements you need to follow.
There were no building permits
Right.
Right.
pulled. So
Okay.
I would need your and Amanda's signature to,
Otherwise, you can't
Um,
like put your brush in the
agree with that.
wetlands or
Right.
your grass clippings
But
or.
he had a tractor over there, he's got all kinds of.
so
stuff.
there is a
Yeah.
structure, there is a porta potty. There's no building permits, there's, obviously further details
Yeah.
that are happening in other departments that don't concern us that we,
Yeah.
we don't need to discuss.
Yeah.
But regarding us, the enforcement order, what George came in and signed it and the police hand delivered it. And now you are ratifying it.
Yep.
And so you've also given me permission to write another letter and give him a second opportunity to come to December's meeting.
To-
And if he doesn't do that, then I'm in contact with Mass DEP in the Worcester area
Mhm.
and they will provide us support. They've had a few situations like these in their history that they know how to deal with.
Is this specific case directly related to the one happening at the old ice rink on Crotty Ave?
No,
No,
Okay, so
no,
there is additional building happening. that We
Yes.
need to also issue an enforcement order for.
oh, really, no building, but,
You were just telling me that.
no, I said that is the building.
That is the building? Then
Yeah.
what's going on up Crotty Ave?
Up Valley Ave, we own well, let's close this hearing
All right.
first. Okay, we'll close the hearing for the enforcement order
discussion.
discussion at 6:45.
Perfect.
All right, the other thing which I found out from it was mentioned to me and supposedly there was up at the Denison, what used to be the pool up there. Remember the pool?
Houghton's Park in Otter River?
No,
No?
Oh, this is up Quality Avenue.
What's the
The,
Lithuanian club up there? What do they call that?
yeah, I can't think of the name of the club.
I know.
The Stone property, anyhow.
Okay,
It was given to the Concom to take years ago.
okay,
For $1.
Yeah.
Okay, and somebody reported that there's somebody walking up and down the street between 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock with no shoes on, drinking, and they're ending up in there someplace. I found out last week that the police have known for 2 weeks, never notified anybody.
okay,
So I left it to them. I talked to Mr. Adam.
Mhm.
He said, "Oh, we're taking care of that."
okay,
Because somebody who's in another official in this town was throwing it back in my face that since Concom was in charge of that place, we should be in there looking at it. And I said to him,
we don't have,
"Sir,
yeah.
we don't do that because
Mhm.
it's town property. We can't go in there and tell everybody to get out of there."
Well, we don't have like, yeah, we don't
We don't
have
have any-
legal and physical enforcement of
Right,
things.
and that's what we said.
That's what we-
said.
It's for us.
So I
We
left it
coordinate
for
with the
that.
police.
I haven't done anything else since about that.
Okay.
But I was told, well, you want to go get the deed and read what the deed says. I says, I don't have to do that.
But even so, even
I know.
how much of a conservation issue is it?
Right.
You know,
And it
our
was-
jurisdiction goes
they
into
selected
protecting the
to make a
wetlands unless
comment to
he's,
me, so,
unless he's cutting them down and,
Well, anyhow,
know.
that's where it stands. And I've heard no
Interesting.
more of them, anybody else being
Wow.
in there, so.
okay,
So it does not look like they're building.
No,
Okay.
it's the other one behind that they were worried about. Okay, so we can also close out that particular discussion.
Yep.
About the other
okay.
property. Okay, now, we did have a forest cutting plan update. Okay.
Yep, so this is this is a follow-up to last meeting. Amanda expressed concerns for the forest cutting plan received by the Army Corps of Engineers. You all gave me the blessing to reach out to them, to which I did, and they offered you a site visit. So all three of you went on November 7th
Right.
to the Birch Hill Dam property.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It went very well,
Very
and what they're doing is about 140 acres out there.
Wow.
But they had, years ago, back when they had the CCC planting, they planted some trees, what do they call, the white maple?
Red pine.
Red pine,
Oh, red pine,
they make telephone poles out
they
of
make
red
telephone
pine.
poles out of it.
Yeah.
And they're going to start taking the pine out of there.
So wait, they plant them with the intention of turning them into telephone poles?
No,
Oh.
no, it was just.
They're all
it's
done.
not for CCC.
They're all, if you look up, they're all dead brown,
And
and it's gonna turn into, they fall down, it's a fire hazard.
Because they're so dry?
So this company from Connecticut came in,
Mhm.
marked all the trees they're gonna take with numbers. So they won't cut anything
Anything
else
else.
other than those particular
Great.
trees. So, but before they can do that, the gate to go, they gotta take the tracks road.
Yep.
Well, the road is so bad, but it's on state property,
Yeah,
so they gotta go
Fix
to
the
the
road.
town. Cause it ends at the town, and then this is what, about 100 feet in from there. To widen the road, so they can do anything.
is it a town road or a state road?
It goes from a town road to a state road.
So they gotta contact our Templeton DEP, or is that,
That has been taken care of,
oh, good,
and I talked to him Bob that night,
good.
and he says, well, that'll be a good trick. I'm leaving tomorrow for my cruise.
Yeah, yeah.
So the assistant went over there
Good.
with him 2 days later, and they're working on it from there, and that's him. And it's supposed to start, and they're gonna be starting there.
Yep, the start date was
Mhm.
December 1st, it
Yeah,
says.
that'll be
Yeah,
December 1st,
yeah.
yeah. But first they gotta fix the road, and they're putting in,
Good.
what'd she say? He say 3 logging areas that they're gonna bring the stuff down to it and take it out.
Yeah,
Staging areas.
3 landings.
did they address Amanda's endangered species concerns and
Yep,
wildlife
yep.
and all that? Good, I'm glad.
They are focusing only on the red pine.
They handle it very well.
And they explained some of the birds and things that are normally in this area this time of year. They're all
They've migrated by
out.
now. Good.
So it's kind of like an empty forest falling down.
Whom met you? Tom, right? Wansleben, the
Yes.
wildlife.
Yeah.
And then
And
anybody
somebody
else?
with us, what was his name? He used to be on Concom.
You said Zach something.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, Zach.
Yeah, Zach Kozel,
Okay,
Kozel, he used to be the chairman of this council
okay,
years ago.
very good.
Yeah,
Then he
Yeah.
ran Birch Hill Band for quite
Yep.
a while. Now he's doing properties.
That's great. Well, they seemed pretty impressed that the local Concom
would come in.
was so concerned and reached out and
Yeah.
so
'Cause
good
usually,
job, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys got the site visit, and
oh, especially when I found it was 140 acres up there.
yeah,
That's all.
And looking at the condition of those trees out there.
it's, like, even though it's not your jurisdiction, it's our backyard. We care. Awesome.
Okay, it is now 6:57, no, 6:52. Make a motion to close the meeting,
Next meeting date is Monday, December 19th.
19.
Yes.
So moved.
Yeah, I get a motion I made, you second it,
Yes.
okay, you want to second it, and Dave? Okay,
Okay.
okay, so we're all in agreement at 6:50.